Yo, so I'm walking right now through a market. This is where I live. But I felt inspired to make a video on this topic of moving with intuition over moving with force and restriction. It's a bit loud right now, there's music. This town is incredible. It's called Pai, P-A-I. I'm gonna be leaving soon, so I don't feel bad about sharing the location, but the place is beautiful. Anyways, moving with intuition over moving with force. So let me give some context. I used to be the guy on self-improvement who was neurotically obsessed with monk mode and neurotically obsessed with the idea that I was supposed to be perfect or some perfect ideal to live up to. So for so long I would be so hard on myself and restrict myself and set all these expectations for myself. It was like, first it was like, okay, you have to walk 15,000 steps a day, no caffeine the first 90 minutes I wake up, no food until noon, no processed sugar, sunlight in the eyes first thing in the morning before phone, airplane mode on the phone at all times, etc., etc. The list just goes on and on of all the restrictions I would put on myself. And from like a diet standpoint specifically, that's what inspired this video, because I have this ginormous sandwich that I'm so fucking excited to eat. Look at this. And I used to be so restrictive with food, and it was because I was neurotic or self-conscious about my body, my self-image. So I was so worried about what I looked like. Everybody else on the football team in college who had like six-pack abs, I never was that guy though. And because I had a low self-image and I had things reflected to me, like older dudes on the team were like, "You're chubby," that really stung in the moment. And so I started to get super self-conscious. Wait, am I chubby? Oh wait, everybody on this team looks way better than me. I need to start restricting myself. I need to go to the elliptical for an hour every single day after practice. I need to restrict my calories and count my calories neurotically. And so this trend persisted over the next 2 years after I stopped playing football and got into the creator economy and entire monk mode self-improvement, productivity, performance mindset. So I'd restrict myself. I'd eat one meal a day for a month. I'd get super lean. I'd get down to like 170 pounds. I'd have abs. I'd be like, wow, let's fucking go. And then a month later, I'm back up to 188 pounds and like looking exactly like I used to. And then feeling like shit because, wow, I used willpower and sheer force for so long to discipline myself. And it came out the other side because it was not in alignment with my true nature. It was forced rather than something that was flowing naturally. So what I've really been experimenting with over the past few months, and what the philosophy that I'm going to embody now for the rest of my life, is moving through intuition in all areas of life, not just diet. And here's what I mean by moving with intuition. It is moving with whatever your highest self, your heart, wherever spirit is moving you in the moment, what you feel inspired to do. Like it's coming from a genuine place of love. That's the key. Where is it coming from? Is the desire to eat the sandwich right now? Is it coming from love? Yes, it's gonna be insane. Or is it coming from, okay, like I made myself fast the whole day so I could eat a sandwich? Then that's gonna spiral into, all right, it's 3 a.m., I'm gonna go binge something. Like that's what would happen all the time. And so I'm at this point now where I don't track my steps, I don't track my sleep, I don't track my workouts, I don't track my caffeine timing, I don't track my calories, I don't track my protein, I don't track my workouts, I don't track my work blocks, I don't track how many comments I leave on people's posts. All that stuff is futile. All that stuff is coming from force rather than flow. And to start moving into this place of moving from flow and not moving from force is at first taking all restrictions off yourself. What would you do if you had no restrictions? You might think, oh, I'm gonna spiral out of control. Well, what does that say about the restrictions, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. If I took the restriction off myself and stopped making myself follow this schedule, hit these step counts. Even I'm not personally a fan of like 75 hard in these type of things. I understand they can be powerful for cultivating self-belief and willpower and discipline, which I would say are all important, but you don't have to do it in a way where you're restricting yourself from the full breadth of experience of life. So this summer, took all restrictions off myself. No work blocks, no workouts, no networking time, no calories, no step count, nothing. And what happened? I started smoking cigarettes. I started drinking some beers. I started smoking weed. I started going to parties and learning, oh wait, I love this music. I'm gonna dance here till 8 a.m. And now, 2-3 months later, after making this inner shift, inner decision to remove restrictions, remove forcing myself to do things, and coming from a place of subtle self-hatred, that's what it was, subtle self-hatred. I need to hit these 10,000 steps so I could be lean, or else I'm not lovable, right? That's where it was coming from for me personally. I can't speak for other experiences. But now 3 months into this experiment of spontaneity, of surrender, of complete flow with the moment, I feel confident enough to make a video like this in the middle of public. I am in the best shape I've been in since maybe I was like 18. My energy's higher than I was when I was like 13. I'm building a project and a vision that actually exists outside of the constraints and frameworks and prescriptions and advice that I thought was even possible, because I took myself out of the entire game of restrictions. You have to exit the game. You have to literally give up every game you're playing to find out who you truly are and what you truly want to do. What is the natural expression of yourself? What would you do if there was no force involved? So, and you know what's funny? The people I meet here in Thailand, a lot of very free spirits, a lot of people very aligned. Now, a lot of people that also are so on the spiritual path that they don't have any practicality, or they're so on the practicality that they renounce the spiritual path. But the people that are very tuned in spiritually, they all operate like this. They all operate from pure flow, from pure creativity, right? Think about the great artists. Think about the great musicians. They are moving from flow, right? I put out a tweet one time. I was like, do you think Steve Jobs, great artist, great visionary, or Michelangelo, or Leonardo da Vinci, or Nikola Tesla, do you think that if they had an insight at 3 a.m. that they wanted to go create a project, do you think they would go create it? Or do you think they'd be like, oh no, like I have to get 8 hours of sleep and a score of 95 on my Oura ring, so I can't create the project or put the creative expression into the world that literally the spirit consciousness is moving me to create, because I'm putting a restriction on myself? What have the geniuses all done in reality? They've aligned themselves with nature. So yeah, this is something to reflect on. A lot of this advice I'm giving is so counterintuitive to the whole self-improvement game. But the truth is, in my experience, the self-improvement game has to be let go of to become free. Self-improvement to me, in the way I was approaching it from the old paradigm mindsets of the achiever culture, was coming from lack. It was coming from force. Now, the spiritual path, you could say, but even spirituality has to be dropped, because you can create some idea, what does a spiritual person do? There's no spiritual people. It's just being authentic and doing exactly what you feel desire to in each moment, oriented in the direction of your highest self, a greater purpose, raising the collective, and God. If you align yourself with that North Star of how can I be the cleanest vessel for God and love every moment of my life, you don't have to restrict yourself of anything. You don't have to put constraints on yourself. You have to trust that the right actions will arise spontaneously by tapping into your nature. You'll know, okay, I haven't hit the gym in a few days. I'm feeling kind of weak. I want to go lift some freaking weights. I got that feeling today. Or you'll be like, all right, I've been really working out a lot. I'm just going to stay inside today and create some project on my computer all day. And okay, you need some level of lifestyle design freedom to really tap into this pure intuition. So there is, looking back in hindsight at my journey, there's something to be said for the self-improvement culture, and establishing some discipline at the start to get that initial taste of freedom, right? Escaping whatever reality you're in. Whether it's freelance work, whether it's an online remote job, whether it's like saving up money and saying I'm going to go travel for 3 months. But the requirement, I feel, to tap into this pure spontaneity is at first the absence of responsibilities, and then eventually when you choose internally, intrinsically, I want to take on this responsibility, but it does not define me. It's something that is coming through me, and it's fun, and it's playful, and it's creative, and it's artistic. Then you can take it on. But again, you're still not moving from force. You're still moving from flow. So something to think about. Question everything. Question everything. Just because some guy told you something on social media, it's not true. Even this video, question everything I'm saying. Verify everything through your personal experience. That's something I heard from a very wise man here in Thailand. Guy like studied in India for like 25 years and was a monk for 13 years, and he said, reality is all an illusion. Everything outside of you is just a mirror. Everything is trying to awaken you. Verify everything through your personal experience. Have no gurus, have no spirituality, have no religion, etc. So take this for what it's worth. How does it feel? Does it feel like it sounds truthful? Does it feel like something you want to experiment with? Only you know, and only you can make the inner decision to try something like this. This is just my experience. So with that, I appreciate you watching to the end. And yeah, I'm excited to keep making more of these videos. All right, I'm gonna go enjoy this sandwich. All right, see ya.